What's up, bottom feeders? You know what's very cool about Pauper? Team Trios. You know what I didn't do on this channel? Practice for Team Trios. So guess what we're gonna do today? When it comes to Team Trios, choosing the decks, it's kind of an art. There's a Pyrocast episode about that, I'm not gonna repeat it, and I just gonna drop the link in the description, maybe you can check that out. Just the main features of Team Trios. You play in 3, of course, you are a team, and if 2 of your team of the players win their match against their opponents, then you won the match. So for example, I win, my teammate win, and my other teammate lose, then we won 2-1. It's unified. This means that you cannot play the same cards in different decks except for basic lands. So for example, I play just 1 copy of Lightning Bolt. None of my teammates can have any Lightning Bolts in their deck. And of course, this puts up some restrictions. You cannot just play the tier 0 deck 3 times. You need to have different decks, and some decks are not very good in Team Trios because they eat a lot of cards. For example, Tron has 1 copy of Weather the Storm, 1 Breath Weapon, 1 1 Cast Down, and just for 1 copy in the 75 means that none of your teammates can have access to their cards. So a deck like Tron is not very represented in Team Trios, and for a good reason. So today we are playing a deck that I think it's good in Team Trios because it's a good deck, and because it basically doesn't have cards which other decks are interested in. And this deck is Elves. First of all, let's see what we cut from the other decks by playing Elves. I think the only real cards are Avenging Hunter, meaning you cannot play Black-Green Gardens, and Faerie Macabre that sometimes you play in other decks. But you know, Faerie Macabre you can replace with something like Tormod Creeps, Spell Bomb, you name it. So I don't think it's a big concern. So basically, if you play Elves, you cannot play Black-Green Gardens, Spy, and Red-Green Ramp, and that's it. Second of all, Elves, it's very good into the monocolored decks. It plays on the blue decks, Terror, Fae, which is a good starting point, and it's very good versus mono black aggro sacrifice, I don't know how you call it, and mono white. I know those aren't very present in the metagame, but in Team Trios they are, because of course when you need to have different decks, playing a monocolored strategy it's good because it means that your teammates have access to 4 colors, right? So monocolored decks are a little bit more present in Team Trios, and that's very good. When it comes to mono red, this version of Elves, it's good versus mono red rally, or as we say in Italy, mono rosso pezzettini. And why? Because the deck falls to a lot of 1-3s, 1-2s that has an ETB. Because every time you play a Masked Vandal, a Vidogats Inspector, an Healer of the Glade, a Spinewood Paladin, you just 2-for-1 them, right? Because you play a creature, they need to bolt the creature, but the creature has an ATB, right? So it does something. And if they don't bolt the creature, then the Masked Vandal is gonna eat a lot of their creatures, right? So I think it's very good. This deck loses hard to Mono Red Madness because they have Lava Dart, they can play a Gutter Snipe and just bolt all your creatures, and eventually you run out of life points. But I think that's it. The other hardish matchup is Jund, because they have Karkon Shaman, but at the same time you have Masked Vandal to destroy their lands, or rather exile their lands, and this is not the go-wide strategy of old. If they Karkon Shaman you on turn 1, or no, not turn 1, turn 2, or maybe turn 3, okay, fine. But other than that, it's pretty late, because then on turn 3 or 4 you slam Avenging Hunter, Nyxborn Hydra, Generous Ant, so it's too late, kinda too late. Yeah, they could have Toxin Analysis, but they need time to assemble the combo, and this is a turn 5 deck, sometime turn 4. And you can also rebuild, because this deck has basically 18 lands, 14 forests and 4 Generous Ants, and 8 ways to draw cards. So you can just choose to not overextend if you fear the Toxin Analysis. So I think Jund is not very bad as you might think. And basically that's it, because Spy, it's hard game 1, but in post sideboard you have 4 Faerie Macabre, while they don't have a lot to stop you, and you have 8 ways to draw the Faerie Macabre, right? And usually gaining 1 or 2 turns should be plenty of time, because remember, you are at turn 5, 6 decks at most. So I think it's a pretty safe choice for Team Trios. So when it comes to the deck in itself, I think this is a ramp strategy, not a go white strategy, and it's kind of like red-green ramp. It's basically the same deck, and you don't have 4 ramp through, but you have 4 masked bundle as a form of interaction. And remember, masked bundle are elves, so this is an upside. And masked bundle, it's better here because you don't need to fight Karklan Shaman, because you can play around the Shaman pretty safely. But you need to destroy lands from Jund, and you need something very good versus mono red. Plus, this has other application on top of being an elf. And when it comes to the sideboard, my sideboard is a little bit different from the stock ones. They usually play Well-Wisher, which is very good versus the blue decks, but it's not very good versus red, because it's a 1/1 for 2 mana, you play it, they just bolt it for 1 mana, or even worse, they lava dart it, and then you are behind on tempo. And since the worst matchup for this deck are the red decks, I prefer to have life gain cards that I can actually play versus mono red. And Spinewood Paladin I love, and I played in red-green ramp, it has been very, very good, and it's fine versus mono red. Of course, you gain less life than something like, for example, Weather the Storm, but it's a creature, meaning you can take it with Winning Way and lead the Stampede. Plus, versus mono red, it's not like you just gain life and you win. You also need to attack. And Spinewood Paladin is very good at attacking because as trample. And sometimes you cannot reach 5 mana because they burn your elves, and this is plot, so it's very good. Plus, sometimes you just need to cut masked bundles, for example, versus black-green gardens, right? And you need something nice to put in. And Spinewood Paladin, it's kind of a threat. It's not the better one, but it serves its purpose. And Healer of the Glade, we in the Golden Peaks think it's better than the 4 mana 3/3 Devotion gain life, because when you play versus mono red, it's hard that you have a Devotion like 8 for 8, for 9, for 10, and if you do, you're already winning. So most of the time you play a 4 mana 3/3 and you gain like 4 life. So it's better to gain 3 life for just 1 mana, right? And Video Guts Inspector, it's very, very good when it works, because for 2 mana, it's a 2/4 reach, and you gain 2 life. It's kind of a broken card. Problem is, it doesn't always work, because if you have Generous End, okay, fine. Yeah, you have a 2 mana, 2/4, very strong. But if you don't have Generous End, it's hard to put 6 mana value cards in your graveyard. You can do that once they kill your creatures, but then it's too late, because you want to play the Video Guts Inspector to block. And so 3 copies, it's better than 4. And I would not like to play less than 4 Faerie Macabre, because they are the interaction that you put in basically any other matchups. For example, versus Spy, of course, but also Frigger Tron and a lot of stuff. I think this is a pretty cool list, a very strong one, and let's see how it fares in our league. And before we start the league, make sure to not tap nor click on the like button down below. Maybe check out my sponsor Mezzosocial and Friends for the best tokens, and maybe check out the Pyrocast, a Pauper podcast up by me, Walker, and Season of Mists. Welcome to match number 1, and this is a very good end, and you know, for once, it's pretty refreshing to play a deck where I don't need to click like I'm a maniac. Okay, so they play... Ooh, is this Alter Tron or something like that? Our Faerie Macabre could come in handy. As I was saying, this is a pretty good end because we have a lot of mana turn 2. We are gonna play Quirion Ranger plus Timberwatch on turn 2 and maybe kill on turn 4 or 5, depending on how the Winning Way goes. And they scried 1 to the bottom and 1 to the top. Not playing a second Tron land, it's very good for us. No need to show the land because we are gonna bounce the land back. And you see, Quirion Ranger pretty, it's basically free, no? Because I bounce it costs 1, but it untaps the elves, so... Okay. And next turn, we are gonna attack for 8. We could attack for 8, right? Because we attack with these 2, plus 3, untap, plus other 3. But we can do better than that, right? Because we can play Winning Way and put other creatures in play. Yeah, I think we are gonna play Winning Way, choose creature. Yeah, and we... Okay, we could untap our elf and play another Findorn elf, but I prefer to use the Timberwatch elf 2 times. Because I have plenty of time of mana next turn. So, we're gonna pump. We are gonna untap this one. We are gonna pump again. And you know, we are little on turn 4. Let's see what happens. Okay. So now they have Tron, but they don't have colored mana. They can gain 3 life. Okay, your turn. Let me see what you want to do. Rumble. So this is Alter Tron. And of course they're gonna take the Chromatic Star because nothing else they could do. I think we are very favored to win. Remember, this one can block, so we need to attack with 2 creatures and pump before after the blocks are declared. But I don't think it's a very big problem. Oh, so Weather the Storm. Okay, so we are not gonna win this turn. Yeah. Given that we are not gonna win this turn, maybe it's better to just kill the Prophetic Prism and slow them down, right? Because no way we are gonna win. 26, no way we're gonna win. So let's just play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we cycle the Ant. And with 2 mana, we play the Masked Vandal. Okay. And now we... You know... What if I just attack with these 2 creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 11. And next turn we are lethal again. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is just to attack, right? Yeah. Because, yeah, okay, I could have played the Priest of Titania, but I don't have a way to spend my mana next turn anyways, so... Okay, an opponent, your turn, and you have a lot of colorless mana. You have black mana, okay? Okay, so you have colored mana now. You have a lot of colored mana. Green mana for another Rumble, but they seems to be pretty far from the combo because I didn't see none of the 4 cards of the combo. Which is 2 Mirror Retrievers. What happened? Oh, they just cycled the card. Okay, desperation move, and GiorgioCombo wins. Nice. Okay, when it comes to game 2, of course we are gonna bring in the Faerie Macabre. What to cut? I'm not sure if... I'm not sure if this is correct, but I think I'm gonna cut the Masked Vandal. I know they can interact with the combo, but at the same time I don't want to lose my speed, so no way I'm gonna cut my elves. I not gonna cut my draw spells because I want to find the Faerie Macabre. I don't wanna cut my threats because I want to be fast. I could cut Generous Hands because, you know, I don't need the land drops to make very many land drops. But if I cut the Generous Hands, I don't have ways to trigger the Masked Vandals anyways, except for the Faerie Macabre, but... Okay, let's do it like this. I'm not sure if that's correct, to be honest. Okay. I think this hand is a trap, because, yeah, you go... Quirion Ranger on turn 1. On turn 2, you Generous Hand, cycle for a land and play another Quirion Ranger. On turn 3, you play a Timberwatch Elf. On turn 4, you attack for 10. On turn 5, you attack for 10. And let's see if you don't draw anything. And if you draw any Mana Elf, then this hand becomes very good. You don't have interaction. If they have Karklan Shaman, this hand dies badly. I think we could do better. No, this is not better, but we are gonna keep. Yeah, I think and it's worse than a land here. Okay, if I knew the end I would have been given going to 6, I would have kept my 7 and lands, but oh no. Okay, let's see how it develops. But you know, with this hand, if we draw initiative, it's good because it's a turn 3 initiative. If we draw Quirion Ranger or Titania, Priest of Titania, it's a big Hydra for the following turn. Basically, drawing Forest, it's the only bad thing that could happen. Okay, so they have Tron. I don't think we are favorite right now. And they have mana. Okay. Yeah, and the Pact of Terror. And we... Okay. Yeah, I think it's time to concede and hope to not draw 6 lands in a row. Okay, since they play the Pact of Terror, maybe Masked Vandal it's better. Maybe I could cut 1 land, because just 1 land plus ants can be good. But what has to cut? I cannot cut the Hydras. No, I still don't think I want the Masked Vandal. Or at least, I want the Masked Vandal, but I think the other cards are just better in this matchup. But again, I'm not 100% sure. Basically, we need to find a good end. And I think we should be favorite, because Faerie Macabre is very hard for them to beat in 5 turns. Yeah, I would like to play first, and okay, this is a hand. Yeah, for sure gonna keep. I'm not gonna mulligan a turn 3 initiative. And on turn 2, we are gonna play these 3 elves. Okay, you can have your candy. And the scry 2 to the bottom. Very nice. Yeah. We play Quirion Ranger. We play Finnon Elves. We untap and bounce the land. And having Quirion Ranger means the second land it's not even needed, because you untap it and you replay it, and that's fine. Okay, next turn we have approximately 1000 million mana, and we are gonna slam Hunter, Winning Way, and everything. Okay, so playing an elf, it's free because Priest of Titania will give us the mana back. Actually, it's +1 mana because we are gonna tap the Priest of Titania 2 times this turn. So 5 mana. Let's go for Winning Way before the Avenging Hunter, because the creature that we play before we untap the Priest of Titania are free. Okay. Okay, let's do like this. And now we untap. And it's 8 mana, 9, 10 mana. Yeah, I would like to play 2 initiatives on turn 3. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's fine. No big deal. And yeah, I will play another initiative and I'm going to go to the forge. Okay, so now most of the times it doesn't matter where we forge, because okay, surely they don't have removal spells, but they could have Karklan Shaman, so I think it's better to forge on the bigger creature. Yeah, so forge. Yeah, but if we forge on an attacking creature, we attack this turn, but yeah, no, next turn we are little anyways, so I think it's better to do this. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know the content of their list. Maybe they have something strange. Who knows? And yeah, tapping the land before you play your third Tron land, it's not gonna do the job, I think. Green mana, maybe crop rotation. And that's a concession, maybe? Because I don't think even 9 life with Weather the Storm would do the trick. 2 mana, Rumble. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it does, and does it? And in fact, GiorgioCombo wins the match. Welcome to match number 2. We lost the dry roll again, which is not a recipe for success in today's Magic, but the end is good. I will surely keep. They keep 7, and we keep 7. Oh, a red deck, and probably Madness, because mono red rally usually goes for land creature. Okay. On the second turn, we are probably going to play Quirion Ranger and Winding Way. Having the lands, it's good because versus red decks, you need to eat your land drops. You cannot rely on the elves for the mana part, but drawing 2 lands in a row, it's maybe not the best again in a 14 land decks. Yeah. Go for the Winning Way. We could go for Leader Stampede, what we need to deploy a little bit. And creature. Okay, 3 creatures. Probably Elvish Mystic, it's better than the Quirion. Oh, maybe I should have played the Quirion Ranger and bounced. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I could have bounced the land to play another elf, but I need to deploy my land drops. Okay. They doesn't seem to have a third land. Oh, no, they do. Okay. And they probably attack. Okay. They don't attack. Well, we have access to 5 mana and Quirion Ranger costs 0. So we could play Timberwatch Ranger and Priest of Titania. Those cards are not very good because they die to a Stiff Breeze, but if we do that, then next turn, even if they kill both of these, we could just play a Generous Ant. So I don't think I'm gonna use the Quirion Ranger, because if I bounce a land back and my creature dies, then I cannot cast the Ant next turn. And since they refuse to attack, I'm not gonna play my Hydra to block. Okay, Priest of Titania. Let's go. if they are a little bit more aggressive and they attack, maybe you cast the Hydra to block, but... Or maybe here you could play a 4/5 Hydra. I don't know, they don't seem to have a very good end, so I want to try and scam them. Okay. Okay, I think this is good now, because we have a million mana, and for sure they are gonna attack. Okay, yeah, I take it. And... and now we're gonna play the Quirion Ranger. Okay, so let's see, we have 3, 5, 8 mana, and 8 mana, 7, we untap. Oh no, we play the Quirion Ranger. Okay, so for sure we're gonna start with Quirion Ranger so that the Priest of Titania pays for it. And so it's 4 mana, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana, 6 and 3, it's 9, 4 mana left, and Hydra for 3. Or maybe just end, Stampede, gain 3 life, and next turn go for a big Hydra. Yeah, it seems better to me. Okay, so we are gonna untap the thing before we play the Findorn Elf, because if the Priest of Titan untaps, then the Findorn Elf is gratis. And if they have a way to kill the Priest of Titania, they, for example, like a Fire Blast, they do in response to the Quirion Ranger, right? Play the land back, so 5, 8 mana. Question is, if we play initiative, we do win next turn? Because that's 7. Yeah, we do if everything survives, but if everything survives, we still win with Hydra. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Pass the turn, I think. And don't attack, of course. Okay. Can you kill me? 5 cards. If they play like 3 spells, it's 6 damage plus... The average is 3 damage for every spell, for each spell, so it's 9, 15. We should not die with 3 cards on average. But of course, if those cards are Lava Darts and Fire Blast, we could... Okay. 4th land, it's good for them, unless they have a lot of lands in hand. But they didn't discard lands, so I don't think they have other lands in hand. Yeah, and they go for the Lava Dart. And that's the problem versus that deck, because now they can just kill our creatures and the pingers will do the rest. If I play a Generous Ant, I cannot crack to gain life. Anyways. So maybe I just play Avenging Hunter. I hope to dodge and probably win next turn. Yeah, that's probably better. And I still attack with the Generous Ant, I think. Or if I play Nyxborn Hydra to block, no, because I don't win next turn. I could also go Winding Way. I could also go Winding Way, and I have 5 mana, play Avenging Hunter, but then I cannot block. And I don't think Winding Way it's doing a whole lot for me, because I need to win next turn or I will lose. So having creature that I cannot cast, it's not very good. I think I'd rather have untapped creature to block. Okay. So next turn we are little. Unless they do something, of course. And pass the turn. Because it's 5, 10, 12 plus 3, 6, 18. To survive, they need to double block and lose the Flame Breeders. And if I survive and they lose the Flame Breeders, maybe I win anyways. Okay, so... Okay, let's see what happens. And I think I forge on the... If they have Fire Blast... Yeah, if the Fire Blast, I think I lose anyways, right? But, you know, I'm still gonna play my Nyxborn Hydra, so... And I need the blockers, because I'm not gonna win this turn, so I'm gonna just play... So let's see, Hydra for 3, it's 15, and I need to block with just 1. If I... If I Hydra for everything, they need to double block. And killing the both Flame Breeders, it's good, I think. Okay, that's what I have. What about you? Okay. And this, it's still little. You need to block with another creature, which will surely be the classic Flame Breeder. Okay. Oh, right. If they block like this... Okay, so I misplayed and they also misplayed, because I should have pumped the Avenging Hunter and forced the double block. Okay. So nothing happened because we both misplayed. And yeah, we are at 9, 7. Okay. And that's little. That's 3, 6. No, that's not little. But this is okay. Fine. Okay, so we are gonna cut the Timberwatch Elves. We are gonna cut the Masked Vandals and the Priest of Titania. And we are gonna bring in the life gain cards. The Paladins and the Virugad's Inspectors and one Faerie Macabre. And at this point, you could cut the Avenging Hunters because they could steal the initiative, but as you saw, being fast at killing your opponent, it's sometimes good once you stabilized. So I think I'm gonna keep the Avenging Hunters in place of the Faerie Macabre. Yeah. I think it's a keepable end. Maybe the die roll is what killed us last game. Or maybe I should have played an Hydra earlier. I don't know. It's tough. But let's stay focused on this game and hope this winning way give us the goods. Creatures. Kinda. And you see, imagine if the healers were the 4 mana 3/3s. This end would have been much, much worse. And that's a problem because we cannot kill that creature and that is going to deal 1,000,000 damage to us. Okay, so now we are gonna play Elf, and Healer so that next turn we can go Avenging Hunter, and with the land we grab, we play the other Healer. Yeah, let's attack because maybe they don't block because they fear a combat trick that I don't have in my deck, but they don't know about that. Okay, they block. Elf. Another elf. And when you play this deck, you play 10 Llanowar elves, and it's very, very much important to play 4 of the good ones, 4 of the slightly less good ones, and just 2 of the Elvish Mystic that you can have in retro frame. Thank God for that, but still they are the worst. And Season of Mists believe, and Walker too, they think the Findorn elves are better because they have a knife in hand, but clearly that's not the case. So we cannot play the initiative now, but we could cycle the... what if we cycle the Ant and we have 4 mana, right? And with 4 mana we play Healer of the Glade, or just a big Hydra. No, maybe a big Hydra it's better so that we can block the stupid Sneaky Snacker, and we could attack and push 1 damage in, and next turn we are gonna play Avenging Hunter. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. 3/4 Hydra, which cannot be killed by a lightning bolt. And we are gonna attack. Because if they attack back with both creatures, we are gonna block the Kessig Flame Breather with the Hydra. Of course, we take 2 damage, but killing the Kessig Flame Breather for 2 damage, it's good right now. And if the poor Findorn Elf survives... Oh, okay. And maybe the Elf is not gonna survive because they are gonna allow that one. Or maybe even Bolt and Dart the Hydra. And deal 6 to us and then 8, 9 to us. Yeah, if they Bolt, that's surely the play. But what can you do? Maybe they don't have a Bolt though, because they are not firing it off. If they don't do anything, we are gonna probably cast the Avenging Hunter, grab the land, and play the Healer. Okay, so they... yeah, we need to play the Hunter because we need to win fast. And... I don't know, we could attack with the Hydra, and then we lose the initiative, but... I don't think another land is very much important for them, and we grab the initiative back the turn after. No, but okay, so if we just play the Hunter and on the following turn we attack for 7, and then we attack for 7 plus 5 from the trap, and the Hydra is 14, 19. Yeah, that's little. So I think it's better to not attack. And you see, we are probably going to lose this game anyways, because as I told you, Gather's Knight plus Kessig Flame Breather are a pain for this deck. But the plan is kinda working, right? And if this was the other version of mono red, it would have been very hard for them to beat this board, right? Okay, just pass and let's see what happened. Next turn we could... Also, they do have the bolt. Okay. I'm not sure if I agree with their plays unless they are gonna bolt us to death right now. Anyways, I was saying, if we survive this turn, we could lead the Stampede in search for another life gain card and maybe grind a little bit more, because we need to survive 2 turns. And I think this is little right, because that's 4, 8, 12. Oh yeah, we are dead. Yeah, then I agree with their decision to bolt our face. 4, 8, 12. Right, okay. Cast into the fire. Yeah. Oh, welcome to match number 3. And we won the die roll. And we have a nice hand. This looks like a turn 3 big Hydra or a turn 4 giant Hydra, depending on how the game develops. Okay, blue deck. I'm not gonna play around spell period. No, how's it called? The first, yeah, that one. Okay. Okay. Fourth spike. Now I'm gonna play around a counter spell. So I'm gonna play Llanowar Elves. And another Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Fourth spike. Imagine having fourth spike versus Elves in the only spot it could be useful. Exactly that spot. Yeah, 3 mana. And now I'm gonna play a Priest of Titania. If they counter the Priest of Titania, I'm gonna play Quirion Ranger. Yeah, okay. And if they also have a Spell Pierce, okay, fine, you got it. Then you have a Spell Pierce. And they don't. And I play a Llanowar Elves. And next turn I'm gonna slam... yeah, that's fine. Because, yeah, they can counter the Elf now, but that's not relevant. So, it's fine by me. And they're probably playing Mono Blue Terror. And next turn we are gonna slam an Initiative. Yeah. And a Serpent. Probably. Okay, if you have a counter spell, fine. 4. Might as well play around the stupid, how is it called? For spike? Counter spell, it's fine, because now I'm gonna play this one and I'm gonna attack. And okay, they countered a lot of stuff, but if you think about it, they have 4 cards. We have 2 cards, but we have 5 power on the board, so we are cruising here. Okay, this one is good, but the Hydra it's better. Okay, question is, are we gonna play around... Are we gonna play around Spell Pierce that they didn't have last turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... No, I don't think so. And what about a first spike? I think it's pretty... No, because if they play a Serpent, then I cannot attack. You know, if they have another first spike, then they have it. And if they don't... believe it. Okay, that's your lucky day. I think we lose now. Yeah? Okay, I take it. I'm not gonna concede because I could draw a winning way and do stuff, but I don't think we are very favored to win now because they have more cards than us and our creatures do nothing. Yeah, I take 5. Okay. This is good. Those are bad. 1, 2, 3. I can't wait to take another 4 spike. Let's go. At least we can block the terrors now. But we need a big Hydra to break this stall, I think. But yeah, they could find another counterspell. Oh. Second from the top. Yeah, fine. Now I'm gonna block, I think. And we are dead now. Let's try. I'm not sure if we could realistically win, even if they don't have... those cards would have been good some turns ago. Yeah, let's just play them. Okay, so I need to block. So I'm gonna play the Fiend on Elf to block. Yeah, but no way I could win because... But if they attack with everything... No. Okay, Okay. No, there's a chance to win this game. Because if they just attack with the flyers, then they don't have enough blockers to stop my attackers. And I pump one creature that they don't block and I win. And if they don't attack with the flyers, then I have more time. Of course, if they have a bounce spell, then it's bad for me, but... yeah, I need to... Okay, let's block like this. Okay, what you got? 3 mana. Demon Fear. Okay, we lose now. Pretty incredible stuff, in my opinion. Let's cut the Masked Vandal and play the Spinewood Paladin. Okay, submit and let's go. Third, fourth spike, I can't believe it. Okay. That's not the best, but we are gonna keep an hope to not draw forest into forest into forest for the rest of our days. And you see, it's very important to start with the stronger elf, which is the Llanowar Elves. Okay, and even if this end doesn't seem particularly good, this could easily be a turn 3 end, because we have 5 mana. And if we just draw a mana elf on turn 2, like that for example, so we are gonna play a Quirion Ranger and the Findorn Elves. And the way I played the Quirion Ranger before the other elf is because maybe they play Simian Spirit Guide into Manamorphose into double Force Spike, because they always seem to have more Force Spike than you would think. The horse. What if we just play the horse? Or no, maybe. What if you just... I have a plot. Yeah, I have a plot. Because our opponent surely has a counter spell in hand, and we are gonna double spell next turn. And you see, the Paladin doesn't seem like a big deal, but the fact that it gains 3 life and not 2, for example, it's relevant. The fact that it's trample, it's good. The fact that has plot, very small edges that doesn't seem particularly impactful, but when you sum them up, they kinda are. Okay, probably we just start by casting the card they know about, and if they counter, we play the end, and if they don't, we just attack and pass. Yeah, I like it. Okay. And we even play around the strong... okay. Okay. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, that's big, but the generous end it's bigger. And so I'm gonna attack now and play another end. Yeah, they already played a counter spell. If you have another one, okay, fine. Go for it. Yeah. Attack with Ant, and remember, the Ant has basically vigilance because of the Quirion Ranger. Do we play the Generous Ant? No, I don't think so. Because they need to tap out. Or else they're gonna... Okay, 2 cards in hand. Why don't you attack into my 1/1s? There's nothing that could go wrong, right? Just attack. Nothing bad will happen. Another land, it's not the best, and yeah, we are gonna cast a Generous Ant, they're gonna counter it, that's fine, and... You know, maybe the Hydra is better. No, the Ant is better, so it's better to let them counter the Hydra, because I don't wanna bestow the Hydra, because then I lose to Spell Pierce. But if I just cast a big Hydra... Yeah, but it's just a 5/6 and then it trades for the Serpent. Maybe it's better to wait. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. If I attack, I basically trade Generous Ant for the Cryptic Serpent. No, I'm gonna play my Generous Ant. I have 1 mana up. Okay, they counter, right? But they have just 1 card. They cannot attack. And we have one card each, but mine is very good. So unless they have something very, very good, we are kind of favored here. Yeah, I think I slammed the initiative. Because on this board... Oh, nice. And we're gonna play the island. I don't think we are gonna attack. Yeah, if we attack, we try... No, I don't think I'm gonna attack. And if they have the tap spell, that's not very good into a Quirion Ranger. So it does basically nothing. Unless they also have Gutshot, and GiorgioCombo wins. This is not a keep, of course, and this is a keep. And okay, we could put back a forest, because if we go Fiend on Elves into Priest of Titania, then we have a lot of mana. And we don't need the second land. But if they Force Spike or Gutshot the Elf, that's very bad. We could put back a Priest of Titania because we have 2 and 1 is usually enough. But if they kill it, then it's bad. We could put back Winning Way, but this end has a lot of mana and it has a few action spells. So putting back one of the 2 action spells doesn't seem right. And you could put back Fiend on Elves, but then what? You go Land Pass? I don't think that's very good. Yeah, I think the safest is to put back the Priest of Titania. It doesn't mean it's the correct choice. It's the safest one. And probably since the matchup should be good, the safest it's better in this case. Gambling it's better when you have a bad matchup, and the safe one it's good when you have a good matchup. Okay, so given the Quirion Ranger, maybe keeping the second Priest of Titania would have been better. But let's see. Okay, so now what? Priest of Titania, they could counter. They could Force Spike. I think I'm gonna take it slow and play a Quirion Ranger. Yeah. Next turn I'm gonna play a Priest of Titania. Maybe it's the coward move. Maybe you just Giga Shot the Priest of Titania into play. Yeah, maybe that was wrong. I don't know. But, you know, even if they play a Serpent here and we resolve a Priest of Titania, that's not very bad because the turn after we have a million mana. Okay. Priest of Titania, I think. Oh, but that was very, very bad on my part because I thought if they go for Spike, I could generate mana with Quirion Ranger. No, because I don't have a land or elf, so I should have played my land before the Priest of Titania, of course, but likely it didn't matter. Sleep of the Dead, it's... not very good right now, because even if they tap, I can untap end of turn and still have Quirion Ranger up on my turn. Yeah. We are doing a very good job of drawing a million lands. But we are also doing a pretty good job at drawing a lot of elves now. For mana, untap. Because Let's see if they have a gut shot before I commit to my other place. Play Land or Elf because it's free or even +1 mana. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Yeah, and play the Winning Way because clearly they don't have a gut shot. So I can play both initiative creatures. And I can also play this one. Let's see if I untap before I commit. 12 mana. Double initiative. Okay. Another one. Do you have another counterspell? No, you don't. Okay. And I cannot generate mana, so I'm gonna pass. Okay, so I played like a coward because I didn't play the Priest of Titania on turn 2. And I don't know, maybe that's wrong. I'm open to the possibility that's wrong. But even if it is, my thought process was, you know, I am... Oh no, they milled the Nyxborn Hydra and the Hunter. I know, you know, I still have a pretty good matchup and I don't want to lose because I gambled. I think we lost well here. Yeah, I don't mind drawing 2 of the best cards in the decks in a row. Okay, so now we could go for the giant Hydra. Or we could also go for a smaller Hydra and a Spinewood Paladin. And you know, given that they have bounce spells, I want to keep my initiative around. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play it safe. And I could untap the priest. But I don't think I need to do that. I think an Hydra for 10 is enough. And I'm not gonna bestow, I'm just gonna cast it. Yeah, but maybe that's too coward. What if I just bestow? Attack? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's better to do that because I can untap my creatures, so... Basically, my Hydra has Vigilance. And I could untap on my turn so that I have 2 open Quirion Rangers on my opponent's turns, but since I don't have 3 lands anyways, that's no point in doing that. Because I could still untap just 1 creature on the next turn. And I think it's pretty much safe to say that we are golden here. Let's see, what if they have a way to bounce this one? A way to bounce this one. And now, even if they basically kill all the big creatures we have, and then they mill us, we still have initiative. So let's say, end of turn, they mill us with Thoth Scour and basically kill the Hydra we have on top. On their turn, they do like Brainstorm and double bounce spell and bounce the Hydra and Spinewood Paladin and again mill us with Thoth Scour. I think we are still in pretty good shape, even in that case, because we have the initiative rolling. Okay, this is not gonna do it, I think. Sleep of the Dead does nothing, okay. Okay, doesn't matter, go to the stash just because. And play a big Hydra, not on a 1/1 because they have got shot in their deck. So let's play it on the Paladin, I think. Okay, let's see if that's little. 11. Yeah, that's more than enough, right? 5, 10, 11. No, it's not more than enough. It's just barely enough. And our opponent says, GG Giorgio, I like your videos. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. And GiorgioCombo wins the match. Welcome to match number 4. Yeah, we won the die roll. We have a very good hand. And of course, we are gonna keep. And turn 1, the worst elf. And turn 2, Ranger into winning way. Or winning way into... opponent says, ciao. Ciao, opponent. Yeah, turn 2, we're gonna go for the winning way before Dark Ritual. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, I have a good news and a bad news. The good news is this is a very good matchup. The bad news is they have the nut start. I think if they choose their start, it's this one. Exactly this one. Quirion Feeder, Mortician Beetle, and a way to kill our elf. And yeah, okay, we could winning way in order to try and find I think it's better because Quirion Ranger, we waste 1 mana, we could cycle the Generous Ant, but next turn if we draw a Quirion Ranger we cannot play that one, so I think it's better to go winning way. I think we could go to discard, but if we do, then we drew 4 creatures, which is cool. And now I think I'm just gonna discard the Ant, because I don't need land drops since I have Quirion Rangers. Okay, so next turn we are gonna... another one, okay. We are gonna play Elvish Mystic and double Quirion Ranger, and... yeah, what if we just play the Timberwatch? Yeah, I think it's better to do that, because as long as they don't have a second Shambling Gust or, I don't know, a removal spell of any kind, they are not gonna attack anymore, because next turn I'm gonna play my Elves, my Quirion Rangers, and if they try to kill a creature, I can pump it and then put little up in a few turns, I think. It's very bad if they have a removal spell, but again, with the start that they had, if they have another removal spell, we lose anyways, I think. 1 mana. Okay, so they have a way to remove the Timberwatch Elf. I think we are losing now. Because... but why post-combat? Okay. Why is it post-combat? I don't know. Okay. So the Shambling Gust is gonna come back. And Timberwatch is gonna die. And so are we. Yeah, they attack for 7 next turn. We could we could cycle. And play a bunch of elves. And pass. I don't think we block. And next turn we play an Hydra. And yeah. No, we have to block now because that's little, right? Because that 4 damage. 7, 11. Yeah, we need... Okay, so we block the Mortician Beetle and they go +4 on this one. Yeah, and we survive, barely survive. Okay. Maybe it was better to block with a Quirion Ranger. To be honest, I don't think it matters too much, but yeah, it was probably better. We need to block both creatures, so we could lead the Stampede and try to find something. Or we play a big Hydra, but we unblock. No. We lead the Stampede for sure. Three lands. Funny. Okay, so we have... you know, blocking with the wrong elf, it's costing me the game, probably. Because with that elf, I could have played Priest and Llanowar Elves and do stuff. Here, yeah, I play Priest, but then I double charm block. So maybe it's just better to play Elf and small Hydra. All right, go. Okay, and we block like this. We go to 5. Okay, it didn't matter. Okay, so let's go to sideboard. Masked Vandal does nothing, and we could play Faerie Macabre to stop their shenanigans, or we could just play Spinewood Paladin because it's big and fat. I think we should not worry too much about what they're doing. We just need to draw a good hand and just basically trump over them. So I think the Paladin is better. And yeah, basically nothing mattered in this game because they had the nut start, and even if I block differently, it doesn't change that much. But let's see how it goes for game 2. I'm pretty confident because still the matchup, I think it's good because we go way over the top of them. But of course, with Magic, anything can happen. For example, you could mull to 5. The end, it's not even that bad. But of course, we rely on this winding way to find the goods. They also mulligan. Yeah, we keep. And okay, let's see what happens. And as I said in the intro, the Fiend on Elves, it's better than the Elvish Mystic, so you should start with that one. Quirion Ranger. 1 mana. Untap. Bounce. Play the land. Waning Way. Creature. Okay. Pass the turn. Next turn we could play the initiative. You know, here you could do a lot of different things. You could play 2 Priests of Titania and basically explode next turn. But if they play like this, what do they have in hand? Why did they took a hand like that? The only reason I could think of is they have a 3 mana sweeper. So I don't wanna play into that. But let's do like this. Untap and bounce. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it works. And now we play the Avenging Hunter. And now if they have a sweeper, I have a second land and boom. Nice. Okay. Submit once again. What if Healer of the Glade is better than Spinewood Paladin here? Because if they go aggro, having something to block, it's better. No, I don't think so. That cannot be real. Healer of the Glade, it's 1 mana, gain 3 enchant block. I have a really hard time believing it's the correct choice, but I don't know, it might be. Okay, this is a hand. Okay. Okay, let's see. If this was a... how's it called, that card? Okay, take 3. Oh no, they don't have the pump spell. Okay, nice. If this was the 1 mana stuff, blah, 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 I could have played it right now, but it doesn't seem really that impactful anyways. I don't think they have flash creatures, right? I hope I'm not gonna regret it. It doesn't seem so. Okay. And they have a sweeper. Well, okay, if they have a sweeper, they do. Yeah, of course I'm gonna take it. If they don't have a sweeper, I think... oh, yeah. I knew it. Okay. It's not even that bad because we have kinda... we are kinda even in cards and mana, right? Okay, if you don't have a removal spell, it's very good for me. Okay, Mortician Beetle. Oh no. Okay. They have a sack outlet? No, they don't. Okay. As always, let's play the Findorn Elves before we tap the Priest for mana. And now let's tap the Priest for mana and not play the Stampede because I wanna use my mana to deploy. Creature. Yeah, and in fact I'm gonna deploy. Yeah, I misplayed. I should have played the land and tapped the elf later, but you know, I'm not gonna... it doesn't matter because I'm not gonna play all my elves anyways. Because if I untap Because if they rat, I want to have stuff to do. And if they don't, I win anyways. So no need to overextend. Okay, do you have another rat? Yeah, if you do, again, you have 3 cards in hand. I have 5, soon to be 6. So I'm still in a good shape. And if you don't, you lost. Because I untap, I make a million mana, I go for a Hydra and pump with Timberwatch and blah blah blah. And even if it's not literally lethal, they will never recover from that. I kinda hope they have another Drone in Sorrow, because that makes for a more interesting game. They're thinking, so I don't think they have another Drone in Sorrow, because no way you just slam it if you have it. And if you have ways to sacrifice your creatures in order to save your Mortician Beetle, you do that before. So I don't think they have a Drone in Sorrow, because if they do, I think it's a pretty simple turn for them. So given that they are thinking, are deep in the tank, probably they don't. And that's good for our win rate, but not for the content, because the video will be less interesting if they don't. Okay, they're gonna attack. I'm not gonna block. Okay, I take it. Yeah, I know I have a 1-2 and you have a 1-1. Yeah, I can take... Okay, if they have a way to sacrifice 3 times, they can kill Priest of Titania and Timberwatch Elf. But even then, it's not that bad for us. Okay. I don't know if I agree with this play. I know if they have ways to sacrifice all the creatures, they can kill the Priest of Titania or the Timberwatch. And they now sacrifice... yeah, this one is the worst one. And now they sacrifice the Bloodgust and kill the Timberwatch Elf. And I know... Yeah, it's clear why they did that, but I don't agree, because you just need to find your rat. I don't think you can win this game if you play like this. So I'm not 100% sure, but that's not how I would have played that turn. Which doesn't mean that I have... I am... Anyways, let's just play. Okay, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. 10 mana, what if we just play as a Paladin and a Nyxborn Hydra, so that we are safe from another rat? So, 8, 9 mana. We could Hydra for 5. Yeah, but that's not even that good, right? Because the Mortician Beetle is gonna be bigger. We could just Hydra for 7 on the Quirion Ranger and just slam. Yeah. Because if they rat, then I have a 8-8, which is bigger than their creatures. And as I can untap it. And if they don't, I win with Timberwatch. And if they kill the Timberwatch, then next turn I'm gonna Priest of Titania. And yeah, I think it's the safest. And I think it's pretty important to keep our life total high enough, because if we go to like 7 or 8, they can win with the Black Fling. So if they attack, I'm gonna untap my Quirion Ranger, block the Mortician Beetle, so they cannot attack. And if they attack with the other creatures, I'm gonna do the same, because as I said, I don't wanna go too low on life. If they rat, then they have a 4/4 and I have an 8/8 plus some cards in hand. Okay. That's fine. Sacrifice the Llanowar Elf because the other one it's untapped. Yeah, okay. So now Mortician Beetle, it's big, almost like the Quirion Ranger. But I have a Timberwatch. So not quite. Yeah, I think it's super little, right? What if I 4, 8, 12? If they are cast down, it's bad though. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3 mana to just cast. Okay, let's just attack and see what happens. I could play another Hydra, but that's no point, because if they don't have a removal spell, this is still little. And if they do, playing another Hydra, it's bad. So no point in doing that. Let's see what happens. What happens is we probably win, but if for some reason we don't, then we decide what to do. Okay, we pump. Oh, so you see, they add a removal spell. Okay, and that's not that bad. Okay. And now we 1, 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Untap this one. Okay, let's play it safely. I untap the Timberwatch Elf and not the Elf because, okay, if I draw a 1 mana Elf, I could play it this turn, but I don't need to. I prefer to have my Timberwatch Elves open in order to stop some shenanigans. For example, a rat effect. If they rat, I pump, untap, pump again, and save my whole board. And they say GG's, and GiorgioCombo wins the match. Again, this is another instance of me playing like a coward of sort, but again, when the matchup is good for you, I don't think you should take risks. You should do that when the matchup is bad and you need to scam, as they say. But when the matchup is good, just play your card, mulligan, bad dance, and you will probably win more than you lose. Welcome to match number 5. Okay, this is a fine hand. Yeah. And we keep, okay. And we are on the play this time, which is very nice. So we are gonna go Elf on turn 1, double Elf on turn 2. and then go from there. But if we draw land on turn 2, we are probably going to play the Timberwatch on turn 2. It depends. Depends on our opponent's deck. And it's very, very important to play Llanowar Elf before the Finnorn Elves, as I stated before. Okay, if we draw the forest... Oh, no. Yeah, no winning way for us, or else we are gonna go to discard, and we are gonna play Elves. If I had the chance, I would have attacked with Llanowar Elf, because I'm fine trading a Llanowar Elf for a Delver of Secrets here, because the matchup is good, as I said before, and the way we lose is if they tempo us out. For example, by playing a flying creature and riding it to victory and countering all the stuff that we can do. And our end, it's prone to that, because it has expensive cards and not all that man. Oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty bad here, because we have basically 2 turn clock. Yeah, if we go for winning way, then we play a creature, they attack for... Okay, so if we play Timberwatch Elf, attack with a Llanowar Elf, they take it, they go to 19, they flip, and they attack, and they put little, and then we attack back, and how do we win? No way we deal 19 damage. Maybe if next turn we do winning way into double untap elf, how's it called? I don't remember the name. Maybe something like that. But even then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 19, yeah. Okay, I don't know. We could have also played Winning Way and cast some creatures and maybe find a flying, a rich creature, the Hydra, to block. But I don't know. That seems like a losing proposition. And they didn't flip the first one, so we are not dead next turn. Okay. They attack for 6, I guess. Yeah. Okay, that's not all that bad now, because yeah, it depends on the follow-up. If they have something very good with this blue mana, then it's bad. Okay, I think we go for Winning Way, and if we don't find something very good, we cast Timberwatch Elf. Oh no, but then we cannot attack. If we just play Timberwatch Elf, and then we play nothing really, because we don't have the mana to do that. It's just attack for 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pump for 5, so it's 7. Maybe the block, they go to so x6, they go to 13, and next turn we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 dies. 4, we cast this one. 5, it's 10. It's not lethal, right? Yeah, that's not lethal. While if we play Winning Way, I think we should Winning Way here. Okay. That's very good, because they cannot counter this one. Yeah. Now, what if I just attack with both? Pump, untap, and pump. I bounce the land, I replay the land, I cycle the Ant. Next turn, I have lethal with some attacking creatures. Yeah, it seems like a good proposition to me. And this dies if they have a bounce spell on the Timberwatch Elf, right? Or we could generate 4 mana. 1, 2. Oh no, just 3 mana and play the Timberwatch and pass. No, that cannot be right. No, that cannot be right, because at that point we still lose if they have a bounce spell. No. No, no, no. Might as well. Yeah, might as well attack and play to win and not to not lose. Because this way, if they don't have a bounce spell, we win. And the other way, if they don't have a bounce spell, we probably win. Okay, we pump here. We untap this one. Bounce a land. Pump again. Okay. You go to 8. And your turn. You now need to attack with both creatures, or else you will not be lethal next turn. Basically, I think it's they have a bounce spell or not, and they don't. Because most lists plays 2, I think, right now. And they also need Brainstorm, because that costs 4 mana. No, 3 mana. No. The single bounce spell would have been good enough. Okay. Pretty tough game, because they had kind of a nut start, but they didn't flip the second Delver. And as I said at the beginning, you know, the way we usually lose these games is if they go 1 or 2 Delvers and ride them to victory before we can stabilize. And one could consider playing Vidugatsi Inspector because sorry, because it blocks the flying creatures. But I think it's bad. Yeah, I don't like it. We have 8 rich creatures, and even if they go for the Delver, we hope to win the race or just cast one of these blockers. And gaining 3 life, it's kind of like blocking the Delver, chump blocking the Delver for 1 turn, right? So I think it's fine. Plus, as we saw in a previous game, plot is good versus counterspell sometimes. Okay, so this is not great, but we are gonna keep, because we are probably going to resolve a Winding Way on turn 2, and we have the mana. We just need to find basically anything will do with Winding Way, because we have mana. If we draw more elves, we can rush into the initiative, and if not, we can just play lands. Oh no. Play more lands and cast the stuff that we found with Winding Way. The only thing that should not happen is to draw land. Okay. So no counterspell for them on turn 2. Maybe Spell Pierce. No Spell Pierce because they have Delver. Okay. And Get Shot. Okay. Huh. Anyway. Creatures. Yeah, that's good, but not having the elf to deploy our creature was bad, but you know, we are gonna have a lot of mana on the next few turns, and they cast another Brainstorm because they really want to flip the Delver of Secrets, and they mill, so no counterspell in hand, I guess. Okay. Yeah, we can beat this if the rest of their hand it's not super broken. Because now we're gonna play Priest of Titania, and Landware Elves, it's the correct one, but maybe we would like to play a Quirion Ranger and be safe from a counterspell, but no, I don't think they're gonna counter a Quirion Ranger next turn. with me, with all this mana, I go land, Quirion Ranger. I don't think they can afford to counter that. Yeah, I'm gonna take and they could consider Sleep of the Dead here. And I go Quirion Ranger and tap. So if they do that, it's not the worst. Oh, okay, this is bad. Second from the top. No, we cannot afford to do that. Okay, so we are not in great shape. Let's cast this one. Okay, so no, we are gonna go to 1. So we need to chump block forever for the rest of the game. And we really need to resolve this Generous End. And the way to do that is by playing this one. This one. Remember, we need to chump block now. So we are gonna play another elf. And yeah, I know we bounced a forest, but we don't have another land drop for next turn anyways. So now I'm gonna probably chump block the Tolerant Terror so that I don't die if they counter, straight up counter the Generous End. Yeah. Okay, so now we have 4, 6, up to 7 mana. We could play the Generous End, but probably if they don't do... One card in hand. Sleep of the Dead on the Land War Elves. Okay. Yeah. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what we could do here is just play the Generous End, guarantee it resolve, and if they tap it, we untap it and block. If they have another land, they tap it 2 times and we lose, but I don't think there's very much we can do about that in that case. On the other hand, we could play Timberwatch and Fiend on Elves, survive this turn, and then if next turn they counter the end, that's pretty bad. No, I think we play the Ant. Again, we play to win, not to not lose. And you see, here having the 5-4 would have been good, because gaining 3 life means basically it blocks the Delver for 1 turn, and it trades with the Serpents. So I think it's correct to side that card in. We die to a lot of stuff, because another land it's little, and a bounce spell is little, gut shot is little, and if they play like 2 Serpents or the Elvers and stuff, that's not great either. Yeah, they go for Sleep of the Dead. Good news is they're running out of cards from the graveyard, okay? That will do. Yeah. And we untap this one. We block here and here. And we go to 3. We are running out of mana, and now we don't have ways to untap. Oh, that's bad, because now we don't have a way to untap. So if they go for Sleep of the Dead. We take it. And we need to chum block to gain 3 life. Okay, so if we don't gain 3 life, we dice. Right? Yeah, because they tap the Ant and attack with the Delver. So 2 mana. Okay, and we just, I think, play the Findorn Elves. And we block here, gain 3 life, and go to 3. Then untap. And then what? That point, it's probably better to play the Timberwatch Elf. Yeah. Okay, your turn. Okay, now a land is not lethal because they cannot cast 2 times Sleep of the Dead. They don't have enough cards in the graveyard. So if it's land plus something that goes to the graveyard, that's bad, but otherwise... Okay, so now we have to decide if we want to block with the Timberwatch or the Llanowar Elves. If we block with the Llanowar Elves, we have a Timberwatch which does nothing. But if we play a pair of Elves... No, I think mana is more important right now. I don't think it makes a huge difference, but who knows. Okay, gain some life. Eat a food. And yeah. This doesn't untap, and I don't think there's a way out, and in fact, we lost. Okay. Yeah. Let's submit again. Let's hope for a faster end. And this seems like a faster end, for sure. And you see, the Paladin, it's better than the stupid 1-3 here. So, yeah, I'm definitely confident in the fact that this is the correct sideboard with this sideboard configuration. Of course, if you play a Well-Wisher, then it's better because they kill it or they cannot beat it, right? But as we said previously, I want to edge a little bit versus mono red, and the Paladin is better versus mono red. It's not bad versus mono blue. It's less good than Well-Wisher, but it's still fine. They maul to 5, which is great for us, not for them. I'm not gonna play this one into Spell Pierce. I'm gonna... Okay, so if I play Quirion Ranger... Okay, I play Quirion Ranger. 2 mana I play Priest of Titania. And if they counter, I can untap my Llanowar Elves and pay. Okay. So that's the correct order. I could bounce a land to attack, but I'm not sure if it's relevant. I don't think damage is relevant. I want to have more mana next turn because I want to go Paladin into Lead a Stampede into wherever I draw. So 1 more mana could mean more than a point of damage here. Okay, so they brainstorm. And they play a land. They got shot this one. Okay, they have another one, probably. Or a bounce spell. Okay, and they bounce. Oh, and they tap this one. Ah, yeah. Okay. Now I get it. And here, I'm gonna spend my mana. And not... Oh, okay. Fine. And pass the turn. And now, if they spend 3 mana to tap my priest, it's fine. Okay. and I think we are in very good shape now, because we have 1 million mana and we are gonna play the whole hand. And obviously they don't have anything, because they would have killed the Priest of Titania with Gutshot before I played all the things. So 5 mana, I think I cast a Timberwatch Elf. Then I untap this one, bounce a land, play a land back, cast a Leader Stampede, and okay. Okay, for one. Not bad. I think the deck is good, it's very fun, it's interesting, not that easy, and I enjoyed it, and I think this league proved something that I thought. Spinewood Paladin, it's good. We could afford to play without Well-Wishers, because sure, Well-Wisher is better versus Mono Red Sacrifice, Mono Blue Terror, and blah blah blah, but we won anyways, and the Paladin was better versus the red deck. We beat all the monocolored red decks, we lost to Madness, as we thought. We beat the combo deck with clock plus some form of interaction, and I think it what I expected from the deck. It's good that we basically never use Masked Bundle, and we won anyways. So when you put some silver bullets or specific stuff in your deck, and you win anyways in matchups where you don't need that card, it's a good thing, because it means that the deck can support those slots, right? In 5 days, I will play in a team trios with Arabian guys, which is me and my friend Hernan Jean and my friend Juzam Jean. So that's why we are the Arabian guys. And of course, I'm no Jean because I'm too thin and I'm just the flying man from Arabian Nights. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play this deck. Maybe, maybe not. It depends. We are deep in the tank because there are a lot of things to consider. I think this is a viable deck, and I think this list is probably better than the stock one. Not that I change it all that much in the main board, but in the sideboard I did a little bit of changes with the help of my teammates from Golden Peaks. I will tell you how it went, and the day after the team trios I will have a tournament, an EPT, and I will play, I don't know what deck, I'm still kinda deciding, and next week I'm gonna tell you how it went in the trios and in the IPT. So see you then, and until then, don't like the video, don't subscribe to the channel, and if you liked seeing me casting big Hydras, tell everyone, and if not, well, I hope your Lothra Giants get Faerie Macabre out of the graveyard in response to your reanimation spells.